Well, hello everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Chatting with the Experts, the TV show where I, Paula Okonneh, the host, speak with women from Africa, from the Caribbean, and the diaspora. And our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower women globally. I always have women on who are professionals, who are successful entrepreneurs, and they also share the same message and mission as I do. Today, though, is a little bit different because what we are doing is we are going to be my host, by the way, who I haven't introduced, and I'm about to. She's my co-host. My co-host and I are going to we're here really to answer questions on the summit that we are going to be having together on May 30th and May 31st, which will be from 9 a.m. through 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, this summit has been something that I've dreamt of doing for a long time. And Taria Hodge here blessed me by saying, I can work alongside with you. And so here we are together making this happen for professional women, for women who are in coaching, women who want to, take the business to another level and who probably don't quite have the tools to do that. So why don't I stop speaking now and let Taria Hodge introduce herself?
Wow, thank you so much, Paula, for the invitation to be on here today with you, chatting with the experts, and then also to journey alongside of you in the Empower to Excel 2-day summit. Now, I have to say, I'm super excited, and I'm also celebrating you for being able to bring your vision to light. And so I remember, like you said, it was been about a year or so ago when you mentioned to me, like, oh my gosh, I want to do a summit, but I don't know where to start. I don't know if I should do this. And I said, absolutely, because I take a look at the women that you have on your platform. I take a look at the mission that you are, providing. And I also take a look at your heart on the journey. And I said, absolutely, why not? Why not, journey alongside you and bring this vision to light? So I am super excited. I am honored to be a part of it. And when I tell you it is going to be absolutely amazing, like I was just mentioning in the green room, when I take a look at the speakers that you have lined up, it's absolutely amazing. So you asked the question for me to introduce myself. So I'm Taria Hodge, social media strategist. And what I do is that I help purpose-driven women entrepreneurs get their message out into the marketplace so they could attract who I like to call their divine client and build a business that not only that they love, but a business that's also profitable as well. Okay, so that's what I do in this space.
Thank you, Taria, for, introducing yourself. And, when you say that you want to help women build their business, business that they love, I know one of the things that you use is social media, but you use other methods as well. You create communities where they can dive in alongside with you and discover from within themselves what it is that they really love. Because sometimes we say, oh, we love this, but really and truly, that's not really where our calling or our mission is,
Yeah.
somewhere else. And you help people with that, don't you?
Yes, I sure do. Because it comes from one of the things that I believe. I believe that each of us has been given something. We all have been given a gift, provided, by the Almighty, and it's how we use that gift. And I say to myself, and I say to others, is when we position ourselves to use that gift as service, then we're able to really, help others move along in their journey. So being in service and using our gifts and talents to serve others is one of the tenets, for me that I follow in my life and I also follow in my business as well. And so when I take a look at a lot of entrepreneurs, especially women entrepreneurs, they know that they have something, but how do we turn that something into, a way that we could attract our right people to our business, because I always say that there's a difference. It's not about just having any and any old body in your business. It's about having the right fit people for your business, the right fit people that you collaborate with, the right fit people that you partner with to help you grow. And that's the difference of having a business that feels good. A business that allows you to get up every morning excited and not burnt out on the journey, and just give you the opportunity to show up and serve more.
I love it, to show up and serve more, because many times as business owners, we don't realize, we know that we are there to help solve problems. What is the problem and how can we solve it? But sometimes when we take it from a different level, like who can we serve? It changes our heart. It even changes how people look at us, even how we present ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know that's something that you do and you do very well. That's why you say, who are your divine clients?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, and as my co-host mentioned as well, Empower to Excel Virtual Summit is a 2-day virtual summit. It's for women entrepreneurs. Men can join us. It's for professionals. It's for leaders who are focused on actionable strategies in business, as well as in leadership, as well as in finance, marketing, and wellness. And we have 14 speakers lined up for you who join us that day. Some of them be invited to join us today. I don't know if they have, but let's see if you can speak up. I know you can speak in depth, a little bit in depth about Susan Hart, who is going to be on because you partner with her. So tell those who have joined us a little bit about Susan Hart, and let me look through the participants to see if any of these are amazing speakers has decided to join us today.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So we have Susan Hart, who is the Mindset Mastery Mentor. And for those of you who don't know her or haven't had the opportunity to take a look at her work, I know she's been on with you a couple of times, Paula. Excellent mindset from the perspective of leadership. And so how, as we continue to grow in our professional environments, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're in the corporate space, small business space, mindset is key. And so what I love, I've personally worked with Suzanne for, oh my gosh, over 7 years now. And I usually like to joke and say she's the person that keeps me on track with my thinking. So everything, it's all about how you approach things, the perspective, how do you take a look at your mindset as you grow. So she'll be able to share with us in her talk what it means to have a mindset of a leader and keep that forward. So I'm super excited to have her on here on the summit because she's nothing short of amazing.
She is. I remember, well, she helped me to, transition from, well, I wasn't really a speaker on stage per se. I always was a speaker virtually, but she was so good in helping me craft my message on how to sell, how to reach out to clients, how to get clients virtually. She gave us a template that we followed, and I say we because you are part of her business, and it has been mind-boggling.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things that I know definitely she'll touch on in her presentation is how do you look at leadership and communication. Okay. And so communication is a huge part of leadership. And so I won't steal her thunder by sharing too much. But if you are looking at things like communication in your leadership, then definitely you want to be able to join us on the summit and make sure to tune in to her presentation because, like I said, she's nothing short of amazing. And the way how she has a leadership conversation is nothing like I've ever heard before.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So looking through the participants here, we have one of the speakers here. I hope she will come off camera. I think she will because she is talking about amazing. She's nothing short of amazing. And that is Uma Eme. Uma, are you willing to come off camera and tell us a bit about what you are going to be presenting on the summit? Or have I taken? Okay, she's not coming off camera, but she's on. No, I thought she had unmuted.
Oh, okay.
Let me ask her to unmute. Uma, are you going to join us? Yes? No? Oh, probably.
Please give me 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. No problem. All right. As we wait for her, I want to tell you what you're going to expect. And then, this is interactive. We also want any of you who have joined to ask us any questions that, may be brewing in your mind, like, what am I going to expect that day? But what I can tell you, you're going to have is real life strategies on how to grow your business, how to be confident as a leader. Financial literacy, who doesn't need that? I'm always learning something when it comes to my finances. And effective marketing with balanced living. Because, as a business owner, it's like, I used to tell some of my clients, if there's a tree in the Amazon jungle and it falls and nobody knows it falls, then it just fell. And that's the same thing with having a business and not marketing it. If no one knows you're there, then nobody's going to be looking for you. So we need to all learn marketing strategies that work. And because now we're so much more aware of health and wellness in the market space, we are going to have speakers who will talk to us about balanced living, why we need to make sure that we rest properly, we eat properly, and, so that we can show up in the world and do what we are called to do professionally. Because if you don't rest and you don't feed yourself properly, you certainly are not going to be okay and be able to conduct business in a way that you would get clients. So those are some of the categories and some of the speakers that we are going to have on that particular day. If I left out anything?
I think one of the things that I'll highlight is why the summit. And when I take a look at what we're all up to in our business, what we're all up to in our life, is to be able, once again, to use what we have, to build sustainable businesses, to grow, and to be able to help others solve problems, all of that good stuff. But when I take a look at the women that we're going to have the opportunity to sit down with over the course of the 2 days, is to really get the how do you do it? And you just touched on it, Paula. So as we embark into growing our businesses, what are things that we need to look at from a professional development perspective? So what are the areas of opportunities that we should be looking at? So I know we have a speaker on here. I can't remember the name because I'm not looking at the speaker lineup. So please forgive me, or you could fill in. But I know I got very excited when I heard that they're going to be sharing strategies on how do you position your business in the global marketplace. What do we need to take a look at if we haven't been able to do that? I got excited about that because that's a conversation that I think we're in this space in the world now, that we should not only be thinking about what we should be doing on a local level and national level, but what can we do to play in the global marketplace? And so if you are asking yourself questions around that area, definitely you want to tune in. Finances, right? Once again, how do you bring all of that stuff together? What are the things that you need to do? Once again, taking a look at the state that we're in, the changes that are coming up, especially if you are on the continental US, there's a lot of things. People have a lot of questions going on about what's going on in the world right now. So how do you position yourself to create that security for yourself? Okay. Marketing and sales. What does that mean? So I'm a visibility strategist. So my thing is, we could all have the heart, to serve others. But like you said, if you are that tree in the forest and you fall and nobody's there to hear it, right? Then what difference does it make? And so for a lot of entrepreneurs out there is that thing. You have the message, you have the heart, you have the service, you have the products. But if nobody knows that your business exists, or you're not getting in front of the right people for your business, then you will find yourself struggling in different ways. And so when I take a look at, like I said, once again, what you have had, the heart and the mind to put together, the ladies that you have, just having the conversation, then is so amazing. And so I'm going to encourage everyone here, if you haven't done it already, make sure you register, but start to think of other people, okay? Other women who definitely need to be in the room and share the summit with those in your circles as well.
Thank you so much, Taria, for stressing on that. Think of other people, other women in the room or within your sphere of influence who haven't had the opportunity or who would love to have the opportunity to, learn more, to expand their mindset, to expand their mind, to expand their business. And, we ask that you share that with them. I'm going to drop the link for registration in the chat.
I was going to do it. I grab it. I got you.
You got it?
Yeah.
But I see, okay, so one of our speakers is here. Her name is Okonneh, and she is going to be speaking about, I had it here a minute ago, if you want to jump in and tell everyone what you're going to be speaking about while I'm looking for it, because we got so many speakers.
I'm going to be, first of all, I'm so excited to be part of this summit. I think it's going to be amazing. I think there is a lot that we have to offer in terms of just building one another up in this space over those 2 days. Well, I'll be talking about cultivating a God-confident presence from the inside out and what that really looks like. The world tells us to be self-confident, but what does it mean to be God-confident? And I love the part about being very practical. I'm one of those people that I need practical application to things that I can take away and implement right away. So that's going to be my approach. What are those habits that you need to be forming today? You need to be doing right away to be God confident versus self confident. And then also, how does that impact your posture? When you're God confident, how does that impact how you show up in terms of your voice, your physical posture, how you carry yourself? Oftentimes we forget that the way you carry yourself says a lot about you before you even speak. So when you understand how you're anchored in Christ, then you should carry yourself in that way. And so we're going to talk about strategies and tips for doing that and doing it successfully. So I'm excited. Thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you. Can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait. So while we are looking at the speaker lineup, we want to pause here to ask any of you in the audience if you have any questions. Questions on why should you even bother to share the link with your friends or your sphere of influence? Why should you join us on May 30th and 31st? Because we're assuming you'll join us both days. Do you have any questions for us? Everyone's quiet.
I see we have a question.
Okay, yes, Dr. O.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Paula, for this opportunity. I'm really excited about the conference and looking forward to it. As you were speaking, I think one of the things that I would like to learn from this is I'm a physician, but I'm also a coach and a trainer, and I'm posting a lot on LinkedIn and Facebook and doing all these things to get out there. But it can be really daunting because when you look out there, like everybody's a life coach now, everybody's doing personal coaching. How do you break through all that? How do you really market yourself to where you're making a difference? Or how do you position yourself to where you're making a difference and you can get heard and you can get seen in this sea of people? And does it even make sense to do what I'm doing? Like to continue posting on Facebook and LinkedIn and some of the other things that I'm learning out there. What am I going to learn different What's going to be different? What's going to make this summit different from all the other summits that I've attended?
You know, she's speaking my language, Dr. O.
That's what I was about to say. That's for Taria. Thank you for that question, Dr. O.
Oh my goodness, Dr. O, such a great question. And thank you, for just stepping up and being transparent and sharing your heart and sharing with us a little bit about the questions that you ask yourself, like, does it make sense, to keep showing up in these places and spaces? And so one of the things that I'm going to be sharing on this summit is we're going to talk a little bit about social selling and what social selling actually means. And I'm not going to give away the whole presentation, but I'm just going to say what I've found being in this space for over 15 years now. People talk about social selling, and unfortunately, what they do is they start at the end of the process, which is social selling. But a lot of people really don't know that there are 4 steps that come before social selling, and then there's actually another step that comes after social selling. So it's when we are able to take a look at the opportunities that social media provides to us, and we lean in, to the opportunities, we take a look at strategies, then we are in the position to better now offer our products and services. And so unfortunately, a lot of people think that social media is just, well, oh, okay, I have my product, I have my service, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to position it, out there, but they really miss the opportunities to, number one, uncover who are, like I said before, their divine clients, who are the people who are the right fit for their products and services. How do you communicate, to those people that they feel seen and they feel heard in your messaging? How to position yourself as an authority and an expert in your field. And when I say the authority and the expert, I don't necessarily just mean your credentials and all of that other good stuff, but what are places and spaces in your experiences, your stories that you can share that will draw your right fit people to you. And then once again, it's all about making sure that people see not only you as the expert, but they understand that there is a pathway to working with you. So how well are you able to do that on social? So in what I'm going to share with you over the 2-day summit, in my segment, we'll talk a little bit more about things like that. And then how do you make it work? Whether you're on LinkedIn, you're on Facebook, you're on IG, how do you maximize your time on those social media platforms? So great question, Dr. O.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Taria, for answering that. Dr. O, when you asked that question, I was like, that's for her. Now you're speaking her language.
Yeah.
So that was one question. Does anyone else have other questions that you'd like to ask? And remember, no question is out of place per se. No question is silly, because I learn every day. I learn every single day. Okay, Dr. O has her hands up again. Go ahead.
Sorry, oh, here I go again.
No
But
problem.
anyway, so the other question I have, and this is just things that I've been thinking about lately, is storytelling. You mentioned storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, because I have a story to tell, we all have a story. And I'm actually supposed to be speaking somewhere on Friday. I'm going to tell my story. And as I'm putting this together, I'm saying to myself, how do I, that's something that and I don't know if that's part of the summit. How do you put your story together to where it becomes something compelling that you can rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat over and over again? And I know, okay, it's a 2-day summit, you're not going to get everything, but that's something that at some point in time I would like to hear, because we all have this compelling stories, especially as women of color. And as you mentioned in the green room, there's just so many things coming out of the motherland that are being suppressed. And we as Black women, we have so many things that we've been through: pain, joy, sorrow, the whole 9 yards. How do we make that a compelling story that we can put out there and, just share with other people?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to say definitely, Dr. O, you want to be there. You want to check out Susan Hart's presentation Okay. And the reason why I'm bringing up her name is because I've worked with Suzanne personally. Paula has worked with Suzanne personally to do exactly what it is you're talking about. So, how do you structure not only just a brand story or your brand story, which is the overarching story of your brand, but how to use storytelling as a way of communication? So, whether it's you are speaking on stages, like you said, that you have a presentation, you have an event that you're going to speak at, or whether it's in your social media content, you're writing emails, how do you use stories, to communicate in such a way that people are able to raise their hand and say, oh my gosh, you are speaking exactly to me, that they could relate, but not just relate, be able to take them on a step-by-step journey to where you want them to be. So I'm just going to give this plug right here for Suzanne because I think she's masterful. She is wonderful. I have worked with her personally. And so definitely you want to make sure that you check out her presentation.
And also, I would also add to that, that as a podcast coach, I have a lot of women in particular coming to me and say, I want to start a podcast and I don't even know where to start. So part of it, Dr. Yo, you said you have, you're going to be talking, it's unscripted and it's your story. One thing I always say to my clients is that embrace authenticity and imperfection. People know when you are telling the truth and people know when one is making it up. So because I know your presentation is going to be unscripted, as you talk from the heart, people will relate to you. People love to do business with other people who there's some similarity. And so if you start knowing that, right, this is going to be a conversation, not a speech. I'm going to talk about my strengths, but I'm also going to be talking about things that weren't my strength. And I'm going to be talking, most importantly, from my heart to people that I want to reach. That's the beginning of it. Because one thing I found out also with storytelling and with my clients who are doing podcasts is that when we are talking about something that we are an expert on or that has occurred in our lives in particular, and it's not something that you necessarily have to script. It flows. And when it flows, people know. And when people know, they're attracted to you. And when they're attracted to you, they're attracted to your story, your business, and everything that goes along with it. Because as I said, people do business with others who they feel are similar to them or have a similar experience. And when we are speaking from the heart, it's our experience that we are putting out there. So I'd say be authentic, which I know you can be, and do not aim for perfection. Imperfection is actually a great thing because none of us are perfect.
Yeah. And I like what you said, Paula.
Thank you.
People do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So,
Turia, we've lost you for a second.
yeah, my camera went out. You can still hear me though, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming right back.
No problem, no problem. While we wait for you're back. That's the joys of technology, of being in the 21st century, isn't it? And as I ended up, we don't aim for perfection. We aim for authenticity. People do business with those who they like and they trust. So again, I'm going to open up the floor to anyone else who may have a question. If you're not comfortable coming off camera, just unmute. We can answer because that's what this is about. All right. So circling back again to the summit that we're having on May 30th and 31st, which is called Empower to Excel, and it's a virtual summit. I would like you to know that every speaker is going to have a presentation, maximum 30 minutes, and they're going to have a Q&A for 5 minutes to answer any questions that you may have related to their topic. They're also going to have a free gift for you. And we're also going to have a VIP section whereby if you come between 8:30 and 9, you'll have a one-on-one opportunity to speak with any of the speakers that you feel that's the one that really resonates with you. The VIP or Enhanced Empowered session is $97. But what you also get, in addition to having a one-on-one conversation with the speaker that resonates with you, is that you'll have a lifetime access to all the presentations that we have on both days. On May 30th, because we have 7 speakers lined up on each day, so you get 14 videos that you can go and watch for lifetime. It's going to be, but it's $97 for that VIP section. Taria, is there anything else you want to add?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this. Why VIP? So one of the first things that Paula just touched on is that when you upgrade to the VIP All Access Pass, you get a bonus. And the bonus is to be in the room before the regular attendees or the general admission. And so for the VIP attendees, we start actually at 8:30 in the morning. This is your opportunity to once again network. So as you start to take a look at attending a summit, keep in mind who are the 1 to 2 people that you could think of that you need to meet to take your business to the next level. And one of the things that I find is like when we frame up networking in that perspective, who is the next person that I need to meet? Who is the next person that I need to connect with? Then you're able to really take advantage of opportunities like this that we're providing, not only for you to get a chance to speak or know the speakers a little bit more before they do their presentation, but some of the other amazing women that are actually in the room that you might not have the opportunity to connect with during the time of the summit. So that's the number one bonus or the number one benefit of being a part of the VIP. You never know who you might meet inside of the room, who you might connect with that will be able to take you and your business to the next level. The second part about the VIP, how many of you have attended summits? You have gotten really great information on summits, and then as the summit has come to an end, that's it. The information that was shared goes away with the summit. So one of the things that we have done is we have compiled a way for all of the speaker sessions to be recorded, and you will have a lifetime access to those recordings, okay? And so we've been able to put that in a nice little neat way for you. So we're not gonna email you like links to the recording. It's gonna be put nice, neat, simple in a back office that you will be able to go back and access at any time. And in addition, the third benefit, like Paula said, we didn't have to twist any arms, okay? So sometimes you'll hear people say, we had to twist arms for our speakers to give away or give resources. We didn't have to twist arms because we are in alignment with the people that we have on our platform. So they have been able to share resources from their heart. And those resources are also going to be put in the back office for the VIP registrants as well. Okay. And so if you ask me, one of the best ways that you can maximize the summit and then even after the summit is being able to take advantage of the VIP access. Okay. So give yourself the opportunity to network in the room, and then also give yourself the opportunity to take advantage of the recordings and also the resources that are going to be provided from the speakers as well. Okay. And like Paula said, the VIP access is $97 one-time payment. And if you have the link, Paula, you could drop it, or if not, I could drop it as well. And then I want to make sure to tell everyone once again, make sure that you share this with at least 5 people that you know. Okay. And so, Dr. O, I appreciate the questions that you asked, that you shared here. And what I usually say to myself, if I have a question, then I at least know 5 other people that's probably thinking or probably asking the same question that I am asking. Okay, so make sure if you think of your 5 people who are sitting in the same space with you or the same place in their mind with their questions, invite them as well so they could get their questions answered. All right, and I saw that you dropped the link, Paula. Thank you.
Sure, and thank you so much for explaining that. So before we go, because we've been speaking for 36 minutes, believe it or not, I just want to give a quick rundown of who our speakers are. So on May 30th, which is the first day, we have Susan Hart, who Taria works with, and she's going to be talking about leadership mastery, navigating challenges, and inspiring teams. We also will have Dr. Nadia Brown, whose topic is Lead with Confidence and Earn with Courage. Dr. Lynette Monte says, your $1 million bottleneck, time is not the problem. Your authority is. So she's going to be talking about time. Keisha Williams talks about how to attract your ideal client. Gloria Sloan is talking about storytelling for success, sharing your journey to build emotional connections with your audience. Oh my gosh, I could go on and on about her, about all the speakers. None other but me, Paula Okonneh. I'm going to talk about the power of storytelling and communicating your value with impact through podcasting. Our dear Taria, who's here, will talk on social selling mastery, leveraging social media platforms to drive sales. And that will be our lineup for Friday, May 30th. As I said, it's from 9 a.m. through 2 p.m. But the VIP, as Taria mentioned, session will start 30 minutes earlier from 8:30 to 9. And then on Saturday, we've got another lineup of speakers, 7 again in all. Tessie Akpeki is going to talk about mindful leadership, harnessing an entrepreneurial spirit for business success. Sharon Carter will talk on financial literacy 101. Omar, who is here with us, is speaking on clothed in strength, anchored in truth, how fitness, posture, and public speaking reflect the spirit of a woman rooted in God's word. Sandra Annette, I'll get back to her. Stella Uwagu is going to talk about how to build an international brand, and she'll tell her personal story. Dr. Ayo Adenuga will talk on authenticity and self-care, building a personal brand that resonates. Dr. Marcia Burnett Whitaker, her topic is the building of a beast entrepreneur. And I'll give you Sandra Annette. Let's see what she said. She's a PR expert. Her own is get out and get noticed. We've got
Exciting.
We've got, as I said, dynamic women speakers all lined up for you both on Friday and Saturday. So, ladies, we haven't come to the end of what we want to talk about per se. But I want to take a chance again to ask anyone who may want to ask a question. I want to give you the opportunity to do that again, if you so want to. No questions? No questions? No questions. All right. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. Again, as Taria and I, you can see it in our voice and in our body language, we are very excited about this summit. It's called Empowered to Excel. So if you join us, or your friends join us, or you and your friends join us, you're going to leave empowered. You're going to come away with strategies on how to, build your business, how to be healthier, how to have, better financial literacy, and a lot more. So I ask to do us one favor. Please take everything you've heard from us today and copy the links. And as Taria said, please share them with at least 5 of your friends or more, because I know the impact on learning about the power of storytelling, about learning about social selling. I know the impact that has had on my business. And I would love for you to have that same opportunity to learn and to grow and to expand, because my mantra and my motto every day is I learn something new every day. And that has enabled me to be the host of Chatting with the Experts. Over to you, Taria.
Oh, wow. And once again, Paula, I just can't stop beaming. I'm super excited for this step in your journey because I know this is your first initiative of many, many to come. And so I'm taking the opportunity to celebrate you as well on your journey to visibility, your journey to serving, because this also is your heart of service as well. And I'm super excited for all of the hearts, all of the minds that you're going to be able to touch on your platform. So I'm super excited for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So ladies, I don't know if we had any gentlemen who joined us. Thank you so much for coming today to, get an insight into what we will be doing on May 30th and 31st. Oh, there's something in the chat. Oh, thank you.
Oh, Dr. O said she shared with her 5. Way to
Uh,
go, Dr. O. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. All right. So if we have no more questions, no more comments, well, even if you don't have a question, you may have a comment. Do we have any comments? No. All right. Well, I want to say thank you for joining us today. And we look forward. We're going to do this again next week. At that time, we may have more people join us, more of the speakers join us, and more people join us from the audience. And if you'd like to be a part of this journey, please join us again on Wednesday. That'll be the 28th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Take care.